The Wuhan Open just turned women's tennis upside down. Coco Gauff walks away with the title, Świątek's crown slips, Sabalenka looks lost, and somehow Pegula and Paolini are suddenly stealing all the spotlight. This isn't just a shakeup, it's a full-blown tennis earthquake. So, is this the start of a new WTA order? Or just chaos with good lighting? Alright, let's be honest. Nobody expected the Wuhan Open to look like this. By the time the semifinals hit, the top seeds were dropping like flies, the crowd was losing it, and Coco Gauff was quietly walking through the chaos like she already knew how the story ended. And the story ended with her holding the trophy.
First, I'd like to congratulate Jess on an incredible tournament. You were playing a lot of three-setters, you were a three-set queen, so I was determined not to let you get there today because I felt like the odds would be in your favor on the third set. But no, when I came on tour, you were one of the first people to be nice to me and welcome me with open arms, and that really goes a long way and still goes a long way, so I appreciate you. And it's great to finally play in a final against you, and I hope for many more. So congratulations and thank you. It's an honor to share the court with you.
Gauff didn't just win Wuhan, she dominated it. She outplayed, outworked, and outlasted everyone in her path. While Świątek was struggling to find her rhythm and Sabalenka was breaking rackets instead of serves, Coco was laser-focused. The kid who once got called a future star has officially stopped waiting for the future. She is the present. Her movement was flawless, her backhand was pure timing, and her mental calm, ice-cold. It's like she downloaded the patience of Federer overnight.
Yeah, I definitely think it's, the surface I think I'm most true to. Obviously growing up, I just like the sureness of bounces and the sureness of knowing when I'm gonna stop and when I'm gonna go. So I think it's special, and also being an American is, I feel like that's our surface. And then a lot of people think it's clay. So I don't know, the favorite surface debate, I feel like it's still gonna be hardcourt for me, but yeah, I didn't know that was a stat. So I'll try not to think about it if I'm in another hardcourt final to keep that record going.
And the best part? She made it look easy. But let's not kid ourselves. The Wuhan Open wasn't just about Gauff's dominance. It was about chaos everywhere else. Świątek, gone early. Sabalenka, emotionally shaken. Pegula, playing like a chess grandmaster. Paolini, turning heads like she's been secretly watching film of every top 10 player for homework. The WTA rankings got scrambled like breakfast eggs. Let's break it down, because every single story in this tournament deserves its own spotlight. First up, Coco Gauff. Gauff came into Wuhan with something to prove. People had been saying her US Open run was a moment, not a movement. But this win shuts all that down. She didn't sneak by, she crushed. She beat names that used to intimidate her. She kept her composure in long rallies that would have broken her 2 years ago. Every time a match got tight, she played smarter, not harder. And that's when you know a player's leveling up. At 21, she's no longer the young gun. She's the benchmark for what young players should look like: athletic, calm, and unbothered by noise. And her reaction after winning? Classic Gauff, simple, humble, and confident. No over-the-top celebration, no drama, just that "I told you so" look without actually saying it. Now, on the other side of the draw, Iga Świątek looked off. She started strong, but somewhere around the quarterfinals, her game turned into a guessing game. Her famous forehand? Inconsistent. Her first serve? Missing in action. The woman who used to control every point suddenly looked rushed. And to make things worse, her opponent didn't even need to play perfect tennis. Świątek just beat herself. Fans online started calling it the Wuhan Wobble. And honestly, it fits. It's not the first time she's had a random off week, but this one stung more because everyone expected her to bounce back from her earlier loss in Seoul. Instead, she looked tired, like mentally checked out tired. Now, to her credit, Świątek's still the queen of consistency overall. Nobody grinds like her. But in Wuhan, Her aura cracked just enough to let players believe they could beat her. And that's dangerous, because once players stop fearing you, you're no longer unbeatable. You're just another tough opponent. Then there's Aryna Sabalenka. Oh boy, Sabalenka's week was a mix of fireworks and frustration. Her power was still there. That forehand still sounds like thunder. But emotionally, she was all over the place. One minute she's fist-pumping like a champion, the next she's muttering to her box and smashing balls into the stands. And look, everyone loves passion. But there's a fine line between fired up and fried out. Sabalenka crossed it a few times this week. Her semifinal loss wasn't about skill, it was about control. She lost focus in key points, gave away easy breaks, and started playing reactive tennis. You could see it in her face. She wasn't losing to her opponent, she was losing to her own frustration. That's been her curse all season. She's strong enough to beat anyone, but when the rhythm breaks, her temper takes over. And that's why, even after such a powerful year, she still hasn't locked down the #1 ranking comfortably. Then, out of nowhere, Jessica Pegula showed up with her usual quiet destruction mode. Pegula doesn't scream, doesn't throw tantrums, doesn't flex. She just dissects, point by point. Calm, measured, precise. Her Wuhan run was textbook Pegula. Solid serves, smart returns, and the ability to make her opponents look like they were running uphill. She's the definition of consistency, and that's why she's creeping closer to the top again. And can we talk about Wuhan Paolini for a second? Because wow, a year ago she was barely cracking the top 30. Now she's beating top seeds, rallying the crowd, and playing with the confidence of someone who just figured out she belongs here. Paolini's Wuhan campaign was fearless. She didn't care about rankings, names, or past results. She just showed up and went toe-to-toe with everyone, including players who used to wipe her off the court. Her timing was sharp, her footwork smooth, and her fight unmatched. You could literally see her learning match by match, adjusting, improving, and believing more every round. And that's what fans love. Players who rise, not because of hype, but because of hustle. Meanwhile, behind all this, the rest of the field quietly got shaken up. Marta Kostyuk is creeping up again. Emma Raducanu's comeback is actually looking real this time. Leylah Fernandez is back to fighting like her 2021 self. And Victoria Mboko, yeah, she's only 19 and already scaring veterans. The future of women's tennis is looking wild, in the best way. But back to the top, because this week, Coco Gauff made one thing clear. The power balance is shifting. For the first time in years, there isn't one dominant name running the WTA. We've got Gauff, Świątek, Sabalenka, Rybakina, Pegula, and even outsiders like Paolini and Navarro all mixing it up. It's like the ranking boards playing musical chairs, and no one knows who will be holding the top spot when the music stops. But that's also what makes it so fun. Because for years, fans complained that the WTA was too unpredictable. Now, that unpredictability is what's keeping it alive. Every match feels fresh, every tournament feels open, and every player feels like they've got a shot. And that's where the Wuhan Open hit differently. It wasn't just another tournament. It was proof that this generation isn't waiting their turn anymore. They're taking it. Gauff took her title. Pegula took her momentum. Paolini took her respect. And Świątek? Well, she took a much-needed reality check. But don't expect Iga to stay quiet for long. If history tells us anything, she'll come back swinging harder than ever. Probably in the next tournament, ready to remind everyone why she's still the queen of clay and the biggest threat on hard courts. The same goes for Sabalenka. When she cools off emotionally, she's deadly. When she doesn't, well, we get Wuhan. And honestly, that's the beauty of this chaos. Every week, someone new gets their moment. So, as Coco Gauff lifts the trophy in Wuhan, the message is clear. There's no such thing as guaranteed dominance in women's tennis anymore. Everyone's beatable, everyone's rising, and right now, Coco's leading the pack. But the pack's closer than ever. So let's talk about what this win actually means for Coco Gauff. Because it's more than just a trophy, it's a statement. She's no longer the future of tennis. She is tennis right now. She's beating players who used to treat her like a rookie and making them look slow. And the best part? She's doing it her way. Calm, confident, and zero drama. That's rare on tour.
And then two more things I have to say. I would like to thank my family back at home watching, my mom and my dad, grandparents, my brothers, and everyone that I love, my boyfriend, all those who keep me sane on and off the court. And I really appreciate you guys. And even though you're afar, your support is felt. And also, I have a huge thank you to all the Chinese fans and all the fans that have been supporting me here and also in Beijing. You guys have been like beyond my expectations. I literally had to bring an extra suitcase back home because of all the gifts that I received. So I just want to say thank you all so much, all the love, the support, and everyone that makes me feel so welcomed in China, especially so far away from home. And I think that's why I have good results here, because of the good energy.
Her interviews after Wuhan were mature and focused. She talked about process, not hype, about footwork, not fame. It's that level-headed attitude that separates her from the rest. Gauff's growth isn't just physical, it's mental. She's playing with the control of someone who's been through every type of match, blowouts, comebacks, tiebreak wars, and learned from all of them.
Yeah, I think this week has been so fast, honestly, getting used to playing 2-week 1000, so it went by like pretty quick. But no, like you said, winning in almost every match in straight sets is, I don't know if I've done that before on a title run, so it's pretty special. And to be like here after losing in the semifinals last year in the way that I did, it means a lot to be here holding the trophy today.
And that's why this Wuhan title hits different. It wasn't luck, it wasn't chaos, it was mastery. Now let's move on to the bigger picture, because this tournament might have just changed how the WTA looks for the rest of 2025. Świątek's fall showed something important. The gap between her and everyone else is gone. Last year, she looked untouchable. This year, she looks human. That's good for the game. It makes every tournament unpredictable. But for Świątek, it's a reminder that everyone's studying her game now. Players are figuring out how to break her rhythm, how to force her to defend instead of dictate. And when you rely heavily on precision and topspin, those small cracks start showing fast. Meanwhile, Sabalenka's situation is tricky. She's still one of the strongest hitters on the planet, but her emotions are becoming her biggest opponent. You can't win 3-set matches if you lose your cool halfway through the second. Her Wuhan semifinal meltdown wasn't about technique. It was about patience. She's got the tools, she just needs to stop swinging like every rally is sudden death. Still, no one doubts her talent. When Sabalenka's locked in, it's scary. But lately, that focus lasts about as long as a rally against Pegula, not very. Speaking of Pegula, she's the definition of steady. She's not flashy, she's not loud, but she's reliable. In a sport full of chaos, that makes her dangerous. Her Wuhan run was vintage Pegula. Controlled aggression, smart shot selection, and perfect positioning. While others crumble under pressure, she's out there treating it like another business meeting. She doesn't win through luck. She wins because she's smarter. That's why she's sneaking up the rankings again. No viral moments, just wins stacked like bricks. Then there's Paolini, who has officially gone from underrated to unavoidable. She's not just having a good stretch, she's transforming into a serious threat. Her movement, her timing, her ability to switch from defense to offense mid-rally, it's all clicking. She's no longer the player others underestimate. Now she's the one handing out early exits. If she keeps this up, she'll be top 10 material by next spring. And fans are noticing. She's getting louder cheers, more interviews, and more respect, finally. Now, the biggest storyline moving forward. How long can Gauff keep this form? Because the WTA is known for one thing. It doesn't stay still. One week you're holding trophies, the next week you're fighting to reach the quarters. But right now, Gauff's confidence looks bulletproof. She's got the fitness, the serve, and now the tactical maturity to back it all up. And when you have all three, you don't just win. You control tournaments. If she carries this energy into the next few months, we could see her challenging for the year-end #1 spot. And honestly, nobody would complain. The WTA needs her kind of leadership. Confident, positive, and exciting. Because let's face it, between Sabalenka's emotional roller coasters, Świątek's mental fatigue, and the rest of the tour constantly rotating, Someone needs to bring stability. And right now, that someone is Coco Gauff. Her Wuhan win feels like a reset, a reminder that this generation isn't waiting for a Serena replacement anymore. They're building their own era. And if this is what the future looks like, balanced, unpredictable, and full of new rivalries, tennis fans are in for a great ride. So yeah, Wuhan gave us a shocker, but it also gave us hope. Świątek will bounce back, Sabalenka will find her rhythm again, Pegula will keep grinding, Paolini will keep rising. But for now, it's Coco's world. Everyone else is just trying to survive in it. So there you have it. Wuhan delivered chaos, drama, and a new queen at the top. Coco Gauff just changed the conversation, and the rest of the WTA better take notes. Who impressed you most this week? Gauff, Pegula, or Paolini? Drop your pick in the comments, hit like, and subscribe for more tennis breakdowns and weekly updates.